What is going on today, people? Yeah, I'm gonna let my theme music play a little bit. Yeah. What is up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks Live. This is the podcast for you on this beautiful Saturday. In some places, not over here on most states of the East Coast, because we got rain. So for anybody else in the country who isn't experiencing rain, go and have some fun. But you should be having fun right here on Marcus Speaks. So, how y'all doing, man? Let me turn this down. How y'all doing? Today's podcast, if you don't see the title anywhere, I am going to be talking about juror number 52, Caitlyn Jenner, and some scary makeup transformations that I've seen this week, which it's crazy. So, please, everybody, if you guys didn't see any of the prompts come up, this is what I want you guys to do right now. Where's it at? Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Like the video. like any of my videos that come out. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Um, what else does it say? Don't be shy. When I go live, hit me up in the comment section. All right. And what's this over here? Okay. So, I'll get out of here. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. Looking at some stuff from last night. So anyway, um, as I like to do before anything. So yeah, that prompt. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit up the comment section. Don't be shy. Talk to me. I'll talk back. Um, and don't forget, Fridays I do a gaming stream where I play new a selective few of new releases. And Saturdays I do the podcast. So check me out on Fridays for the gaming stream. Check me out on Saturdays for the podcast. I'm here every weekend at 6:30. So as it's commonplace that I like to do every live stream is the fair use policy or fair use law. Because for some reason I got a copyright claim on one of my videos that I had to dispute that I'm waiting on the information behind. So, YouTube, Facebook, if you see me put this prompt up right here, if you see me put that prompt up, that means that I'm using fair use. What is fair use for some people who doesn't know? Fair use. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs. And I'll add in videos from various places. Um, Under certain circumstances, without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. All right. So now that that's out the way, let me show that again. YouTube, Facebook. I am using fair use when I do my podcast. So, um, so now that's out the way. I don't have to have this up. Um, for anybody who doesn't know, I am streaming from Restream, which is a tool I use. It's a website I use to simulcast my podcast. My podcast streams to YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. So if you're on the Facebook side, you should be seeing me live. If you're on the YouTube side, you should be seeing me live. Both places you can see this is Marcus Speaks at both places. But what I'm about to do, which I didn't get to do, I'm gonna copy the link and I'm gonna put this into the Facebook group page at Marcus Speaks. Let me put that up for y'all just in case if you guys don't know where to find me. You can find me on Facebook you can find me on Instagram first. Let me get that out the way. Facebook at marcus.speaks.podcast on Instagram. And you can find me on Facebook at Marcus Speaks or the group page Marcus Speaks Podcast. You can find me in all three places. But to get something out the way first, this is what I want to say. On Facebook, I take down the live stream video and post the link to the YouTube channel. So if you are watching me on Facebook, I thank you for coming. But when this ends, the video will no longer be able for you to play play immediately on Facebook. It'll send you straight to YouTube. Okay, so I'm giving you a freebie every day, or well, every weekend, Friday and Saturday. Giving you a freebie on Facebook, but it gets taken down immediately, and I post a link. Okay. So let's get into our first story. And this is the first story, which is a strange story to talk about. Actually, let me share my screen with you real fast. Let me put the picture up first, so I don't have to search for it. And I think that this is, I think that this was a crazy thing to start off with, but I'm gonna start with it. Y'all's boy Caitlyn Jenner wants to become California state governor. uh, oh my gosh, I can't even look at this damn picture. This shit is too goddamn funny. Anyway, okay. All right. Let me get this in front of my face, please. All right. So he is. I mean, hold on. Shim is. I'm sorry. Her. I don't know his pronouns, so I don't know. So, uh, he's running because Gavin Newsom, the governor now in California, isn't getting the job done. So, you know, if you don't know anything about California, California is still shut down. Like, no order has been placed to where they can, move about. Uh, you know, various restaurants and stuff are open, but with that, you know, they're not really open like most of other states, such as Georgia, which everybody knows that Atlanta, is open. Um, Florida, which has been open the whole entire time during the pandemic, and I think New York just opened up a little bit by what, like 25-50%. They've opened back up. So California hasn't. They're still shut down. They're in shutdown. They've been in shutdown since the pandemic started. So we don't know what the hell's going on with that. But states locked down and certain businesses are closing at record numbers. And also, there has been statewide homelessness that has skyrocketed. I think California, preferably in the Los Angeles area, uh, has the highest homeless rate per capita. So, nothing's really being done. The only thing that's almost matching, but climbing the same rate of homelessness is the city of Austin, Texas. Their homelessness rate is not quite at the California rate, but it's almost close. So Caitlyn Jenner wants to run for state governor, but there's one thing. Caitlyn Jenner is a Republican. California as a state is it's all Democratic and liberal or whatever. So, but Caitlyn Jenner is a conservative Republican. So we have no clue if that state, and probably I'll call my uncle maybe so I can talk to him about the whole thing, see where he stands on this. So, Uncle Lamar, if you watch, you might be getting a call from me so I can get some information from you with this whole governor election thing. So, Caitlyn Jenner is 71 years old. It's a little old for a governor, but it's not really that old. The Maryland governor, my governor, he's 64. That's a 7-year age difference between Caitlyn and Governor Larry Hogan. So, yeah. I wonder if Caitlyn Jenner will receive the support of his Republican constituents for doing this. Let me take this picture down because it's bothering me down. All right. So, yeah. So, also, what does the trans community have to say about this, or the LGBTSHIT, wherever the hell they call themselves these days? It's a different letter every month in their group, so I have no idea what to call them other than the alphabet people, because they seem to like a letter every month and add it to their organization. So, but the California trans community is sort of against. I have no idea what to call this motherfucker. Brother Jenner. It's like, now we can play it around. We can play it around before I get some hate mail on my shit. Anyway, I'm sorry. I can't help it, okay? It's too easy. So, the California trans community is against Jenner's views and policies. So will this cause him or her, whatever he considers himself, will this cost Caitlyn Jenner the seat of governor? Because California being LGBT STUV, wherever the hell, state, California is very accepting of homosexuals. It's also a Democratic and liberal state. It could possibly cost Caitlyn Jenner the seat of state governor, but we don't know. I'm only speculating, and I'm just ranting and putting jokes off or whatever, because it's a shot in the dark. It could work, it could not work. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But also I don't think Caitlyn Jenner thought out his strategies all too well. But we don't know, because guess who Caitlyn Jenner has hired as her campaign manager. It is ex-Trump campaign manager Brad Parscale. And if you remember from that, Trump got elected into office. So it's a 50-50 chance that Caitlyn Jenner could take this. We don't know. But if Brad is Pascal is as good as he is by getting the first president to ever whatever the fuck, maybe Caitlyn has a chance. But I'll let you be the judge on that. Let's take a look at Caitlyn's campaign video. Let's play it. Hold on.
I've always been a dreamer.
Let me pause this. Why does this sound so muffled? Alright. So, is this turned up? This is turned up. And yeah, that's all I gotta take care of. So let's play it again.
Spain's Olympic gold medalist Caitlyn Jenner is I've always been a dreamer.
California was once the envy of the world. We had what everyone else wanted. The American dream grew up here. Yet career politicians and their policies have destroyed that dream. It's been locked away, closed, shuttered, left in the dark, burned down. The government is now involved in every part of our lives. They've taken our money, our jobs, and our freedom. California needs a disruptor, a compassionate disruptor.
Hold up. Let me scale that back a little bit. Hold on. I think I went too far. Right there. Let me get a good. Caitlyn don't look good. I mean, Bruce, Caitlyn, whatever. Bruce, you should have stayed. You should have stayed a man. You could have just been a gay man that cross-dressed. You would have been fine. Because you look ridiculous, man. Anyway, I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
Passionate disruptor. I came here with a dream 48 years ago to be the greatest athlete in the world. Now I enter a different kind of race. Arguably, my most important one yet. To save California.
And hold on. I know there's tall women out there, but Bruce don't look good as a woman. Oh my gosh, this is too damn funny. I can't help it. I cannot help it. But anyway, we'll get back to the video.
I want to carry the torch for the parents who had to balance work and their child's education, for business owners who were forced to shut down, for pastors who were not able to be with their congregation, for the family who lost their home in a fire, for an entire generation of students who lost a year of education. This past year has redefined our career politicians as elitists and the people of California as the warriors, the kings, and the angels. We never take kindly to glass ceilings here. Instead, we shatter them. We're the trailblazers, the innovators. California is facing big hurdles. Now, we need leaders who are unafraid to leap to new heights.
All right, hold up. And hold on. Y'all don't hold on. Let me see if I can. Okay. Let me see if I can scale it to where it can get both of them in there. Some more. Y'all not really seeing. Okay, y'all not really seeing it that great on screen. Um, yeah. Hold up. Let's see. Okay, I can scale over a little bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, y'all see what I see though? All right. So, Bruce, let me talk to you for a little bit. You cannot show yourself as a man, as an Olympian that everyone knows you as, and claim that as Caitlyn. You can't do that because Bruce won all the medals. Y'all probably heard this joke too many times, but I'm gonna re-say it. You can't claim it as Caitlyn. You can't do this, man. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. But anyway, all right. See if I can scale this out a little bit more. Wrong button. Okay. All right. So, yeah, man, like I understand what you're doing, but like you can't really put like you don't really look or sound, not saying from your looks now, but I'm saying like as far as your, how can I make this sound good without sounding like I'm saying something crazy? Um you don't really l- sound like a politician. Yeah, I can say that. You don't really sound like a politician at all. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt if you make it, but I'm saying, like, you really don't sound like a politician. Usually politicians, although how much they're snakes, but politicians sound compassionate and like they're for the people or whatever. Like you got to take somebody like Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, uh, Bill Clinton, and George Bush. Both of them, both George Bushes. They sound like they was for the people, but then when they got into office, we all saw what happened. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
To challenge and to change the status quo. I want to prove that it is absolutely possible if we all make do it together. California, it's time to reopen our schools, reopen our businesses, reopen the Golden Gates. So I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, I'm running to be governor for all Californians to reclaim our true identity, to bring back the gold to the Golden State. Now is the time to achieve that summit, to be the shining city on the hill, and together we'll restore and renew the California dream. It's about what happens from here. It's not just about one person. It's about all of us.
Caitlyn for California. All right. So that was that. That's the campaign, and that's what he's running. You didn't really hear none of his policies or his issues that he wants to tackle or anything, but I guess you guys can see, if you live in California, you can see for yourself. Or we can pay attention to the news of what happens with that. So so Caitlyn Jenner's past will play a role in this as far as his I mean um y'all know what I mean. Like what the hell? Um I don't know as far as because I don't know any as far as transgenders being Republicans. I don't know any transgender to know if you know like y'all know what I'm saying. Like we usually take them at I take them. Let me not say we, but I usually take LGBTQASTHING members as liberals, Democratic liberals. But Caitlyn Jenner is a trans Republican, conservative at that. So I don't know if that really plays a role in what's going on, but it could. So, um, but Jenner, um, is not speaking out against, or didn't when it happened, didn't speak out against the North Carolina bathroom bill. If y'all remember that happened, I think in 2017. I think that was where whatever if you got reassignment surgery, so if you became either or gender, you couldn't use those bathrooms. You had to use the assigned bathroom of whatever gender you was at birth. So yeah, trans women who were men in the past still have to use the men's bathroom in North Carolina. So yeah, so by you know, I would say a lot of people do this. They hold your past against you. So that could be something that the transgender community could hold against against Caitlyn Jenner against Caitlyn Jenner for not speaking out against it because at the time Caitlyn had a TV show. I'm not even going to say the pronouns no more. He had, I mean, had a TV show. So at the time, he could have spoke out against it, which I think it was brought up. I'm not sure. I never watched the show, but from whatever article I've read, they said that it was brought up some way or another on the show, and he had nothing to say about it. So that could hurt his chances for becoming the state governor. Um, where else am I at? Also, Jenner is running as Republican, as I said. Oh, one of the issues that he has is banning trans adolescents from assessing life-saving transitioning care. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing given yeah, I don't know what that means. Transitioning care, I guess getting the proper medicines to be reassigned or something. The right hormone treatments or something. I guess I'm not sure. So if y'all know, y'all let me know. So um so oh shit, I got Jacob back up here. So anyway, let me see. Where else am I at? Also, Chris Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner is also against trans children playing in gender binding sports. So, if you have men's basketball, women's basketball, what have you, he's against trans kids being in those sports. I think he wants a trans uh, sports league or something for kids. Not like a league, but like separate from other gender bonding sports. So I understand that point, because come on now, do y'all really want Joanna Man just dunking the fuck over Skylar Diggins? Like, let's be fair, okay? Let it be competitively fair. All right, we don't want. Well, I barely watch sports. The only sport I really watch is UFC. But if I am watching sports such as basketball or football, I don't want to see, and this may seem a little messed up, but I don't want to see a trans guy playing against LeBron James, because I know LeBron James is about to dunk all over him. So it's only fair. It's only fair, okay? So, but let's just keep it competitive. Let's keep those sports competitive with gender. Keep it gender binded, and let's let the trans get their own league. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's only fair. It's just fair. Okay. All right. So, what are Caitlyn's issues? Like, what's something that she wants to see happen? Oh, I said it right that time. That she wants to see happen or wants to change. So I have a few. As I said, he's against trans kids and gender binding sports. So that will change if he gets into office. Um, he wants California to reopen, so that's probably going to be an administrative thing that he'll do, probably his first week or something like that, if he becomes governor. He's This is a messed up part. So he's for a wall being built to either slow down or stop unlawful or illegal immigration, which that's kind of messed up, because everybody needs some sort of a second chance at a better life. So, um, and also, I don't know if this is something that he'll probably talk about, because governors, they all meet to in order for them to effectively get something across to their people in their state. They have governor meetings, and they meet and they talk about stuff, and then what have you. So one thing that uh, Caitlyn Jenner wants is for trans people to serve in the military. Well, we all know the don't ask, don't tell. Uh, what was it, policy or whatever in the military? Which I don't know if they took that away or not. I'm not sure, but I think it would be kind of weird if they did, because come on, not everybody goes to a good surgeon. Let's be honest. Not everybody goes to a good surgeon. I'm not saying that whatever. All right, just you can tell half the time. Let me put it like that. You can tell half the time. So, Yeah, we'll see what comes out of this. Like it'll be a surprise if Caitlyn does become California governor. Look, anything's possible. Arnold Schwarzenegger became California governor, so anything's possible. Okay. All right, to the next story. All right, so has anybody been watching the news and have they heard of Juror number 52? Has anybody uh does anybody know about that story at all? This is Juror number 52, Brandon Mitchell. If you haven't saw this story break out of if y'all haven't seen this story break out of nowhere, let me tell you. So, Brandon Mitchell served on Derek Chauvin's case as a juror. I didn't think I was going to be bringing Derek up this early until June, but I guess I had to, so here it is. All right. So Brandon started making the rounds last week. And let me take his picture down. Y'all seen what he looks like. So he started making his rounds. And hold up. All right. All right, sorry. So he started making his rounds in the news. He started he started locally in Minnesota, but so sorry, I'm listening while I'm doing this. So. Uh okay, so he started making his rounds and he hope this doesn't affect anything. Hold on, yo. Let me refresh my page and I'll be right back. Yes. Reload. All right. All right. All right. Is it this side? Testing, testing, testing. All right. Sorry. Okay, so Brandon's been making his rounds in the news. Preferably, well, like I said, first he started locally in Minnesota in the Minneapolis area. So he spoke with I think their news is WCCO news. So he started with them first. It's basically him in which he's been basically saying the same thing with every news station he's been on. So he basically been telling the news his experience of being a juror in one of the uh big states, not the big states, I'm sorry, one of the big cases of the decade. So he he's been basically saying that although it was stressful, every day was tense and stressful, he felt no pressure behind being on the the jury. So during jury selection, though, he was the sixth juror that was picked or whatever. I watched that video today because I didn't watch any of the jury selection videos because I didn't feel as though that was as important. But thinking back now, I think it was a mistake that I should have looked at that. I should have caught up on that. Of them selecting jury members or whatever, because you never know who's on the stand, not the stand, but in as a juror. So he was asked a question during jury selection about BLM and Blue LM. I don't like saying the last three. I mean, the last two words for any of them. To be honest to you, because it really helps promote or whatever. So by me saying both of them, I kind of did promote, but I don't really like saying those two organizations' actual names. So so yeah, he was asked about the views of both organizations, and he responded that he doesn't feel as though that BLM is an organization, is more of a statement or a movement or whatever. So Eric Nelson, that's the defense attorney that was on Derek Chauvin's case. He replied. Uh, he replied along the lines of like he referred back to his question or whatever. So I'm gonna bring. Should I bring this up now or should I bring it up later? Where's it at? I should bring it up now. Um. Okay, so there was a questionnaire that was sent to him in I think December, and let me blow this up a little bit. Let me go. Where's it at? Okay, yeah, that's the one right there. That's the question right there. Okay, so in one of the questions, he was asked this. Let me bring it up on the screen. So one of the questions stated in its question number 7. So question number 7 states, did you or someone close to you participate in any of the demonstrations or marches against police brutality that took place in Minneapolis after George Floyd's death? Yes, me. Yes, someone close to me. No. So he put no. He didn't participate. But I think he did participate, but I don't know if he lied or that's committing perjury because he's under oath, but I don't know if he committed perjury or not. So from what I know, he put no. So if he didn't, he didn't. If he did, then that's something that the court has to take up with him. So also it also states if you participated, explain how much you were involved. So I'm not sure his answer on that, but probably didn't have too much involvement in anything if you put no. And it also states if you participated, did you carry a sign and what did it say? Now, I don't know how important that is to the to the defense or to the prosecution. But if that was important to ask, then I guess you ask. So anyway, let me get over here. All right, so let me get back to where I was. Um, actually, I was in the right place. Okay, so the reason why I'm bringing him up today is because, like I said, he's been making his rounds, and the reason why I think all of last week. So the week before that was Derek Chauvin's verdict that happened. Was it 2 weeks ago on Tuesday, April something? Um. So this week, a picture started circulating about him, and how this trial could be placed as a mistrial. Just saying. So this is him in the shirt. I'll let you guys see this in a second. This is him in the shirt. It says, "Get your knee off of our necks," and it has the two BLM fists. Excuse me. So, and I think he has a Black Lives Matter hat on. So, and I should blow this up so you guys can see it better. So there's the hat. Let me zoom in on the hat first. Black Lives Matter there. And then zoom out a little bit. And there's the shirt. Keep your knee off of our necks. All right. So this week, that picture was circulating, and it's causing quite a stir with the defense. But this picture was taken in DC last August at a Martin Luther King celebration rally. And I guess he was with his brother and his nephew, but those two people won't be seen here because I think his nephew is underage, and I don't want to show him or whatever. So here is, let me. So I'm gonna keep it up for a little bit, but I'm gonna play it in a little while. So so yeah, it was the picture was after the vote. It was a voters' rights celebration, and it was also something else. Like it was like a rally for like rights or something that he was at. And we all know Martin Luther King fought for everybody's right to fought for Black Americans' votes, Black Americans the ability to vote. So that's one thing that should be celebrated or whatever. So his shirt became a problem for certain reasons, because also in the line of questioning that Eric Nelson asked him, he also asked him how would he deliberate this case, and knowing that he's a black man and stuff like that, and his involvements in certain things. So this picture and him making his rounds around the news basically caused um caused Eric to file a motion for retrial. So I want to share that with you next. So let's see. Yes, that right there. All right. So okay, this is the document. I don't know if you guys can see this that well. So I wonder if I can zoom in on this. Let me zoom in. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys can see that. So it says State of Minnesota of Hennepin, County of Hennepin, District Court, 4th Judicial District, and the court filed number 27 CR 20 12 646, State of Minnesota plaintiff versus Derek Michael Chauvin defendant. So the above named court, the Honorable Peter A. Cahill, Judge of Hennepin County District Court, and Matthew G. Frank, Assistant Minnesota Attorney General. Notice of motion. Please take notice that the defendant, Derek Michael Chauvin, through his attorney, Eric J. Nelson, uh, Hellberg Criminal Defense, hereby moves this court for the following relief motion for an order granting a new trial to pursue in on the following grounds: the interest of justice, abuse of discretion that deprives the defendant of a fair trial. So that's something to look at as well. And then, in a verdict that is contrary to law, the specific basis for the motion included, but are not limited to, the court abused its discretion when it denied defendant's motion for a change of venue. Then it just gives off some numbers. And then in violation of Mr. Chauvin's constitutional rights to a due process and fair trial. See Shepard versus Maxwell. So that's a case that can be looked up for something that happened like that. Also, you have the court abused its discretion when it denied defendant's motion for a new trial on the grounds that publicity during the proceedings threatened the fairness of the trial. You see Shepard as well. Such publicity included post testimony, but pre-deliberation intimidation of the defendant's expert witnesses, from which the jury was not insulted. Yeah, that's insulted. Not only did such acts escalate the potential for prejudice in these proceedings, they may result in far-reaching, chilling effects on defendants' ability to procure expert witness especially in high-profile cases, such as those of Mr. Chauvin's co-defendants, to testify on their behalf. The publicity here was so pervasive and so prejudicial before and during the trial um, that it amounted to a structural defect in the proceedings. See United States versus Hastings. So certain errors involve rights so basic what the hell rights so basic to a fair trial that their infractions can never be treated as a harmless effort. The court the court abused its discretion when it failed to sequester the jury for the duration of the trial, or in the least admonish admonished them to avoid all media, which resulted in jury exposure to prejudicial publicity regarding the trial during the proceedings, as well as jury intimidation and potential fear of retribution among jurors, which violated Mr. Chauvin's constitutional rights to due process and to a fair trial. Just the last thing? No, that's more. Anyway, I only picked out the key things. But hold on, it's one more. It's one more. The court abused its discretion and violated Mr. Chauvin's rights under the confrontation. The confrontation clause when it failed to order Morris Hall. That was the guy that I was talking about in the video uh, where he sold George Floyd drugs before. So, where else? Where else? Failed to order Maurice Hall to testify, or in the alternative to admit into evidence Mr. Hall's statements to law enforcement regarding his interaction with George Floyd and presence at the May 25th, 2020 incident. Okay, so that's basically it that I'm gonna read. But um, Eric Nelson filed a motion for retrial for the simple fact that he felt as though that um, Derek Chauvin's rights were being infringed upon for the simple fact that we now have a juror, but he wasn't the only one. But we have a juror that served on the trial that is now taking interviews and telling the public about his involvement with the trial, which isn't illegal at all. But this is what is illegal. Brandon was under oath during the questionings to have him be picked as a juror. So certain questions that are asked, they have to be answered truthfully. Now I wasn't there and I didn't watch it until today. From his answers, he seemed like he was telling the truth. And I'm not taking that away from him. He seemed as though that he was telling the truth in the fact of the matter of uh the question. Well, the one question that I brought up on the questionnaire, and I think the Black Lives Matter question as well. He, I guess, answered that truthfully as well. But there is something in this that is fishy that could cause Mr. Mitchell to be subpoenaed to court because Eric Nelson may think that he might have lied on the stand when being interviewed, which in other terms, again, could be perjury. So, so the question that I have for the people is, did he lie? Like, that's all I want to know. Did he lie? Because if he did, excuse me, if he did, then there could be problems because not only can what he did cost the Black American people, I guess seeing with the second cop to be placed in jail for his use of force misconduct, but we don't know how the other trial can go if this does come up, because remember, June 25th is when Derek receives his his conviction. How many years he's going to get? And with that being said, Chauvin could face up to 15 to 25 years, which a year of that will be taken off for the simple fact that he served it already by waiting for his trial. So 14 to 24 years is what he's looking at. Um, but if convicted of federal counts, the sentence for each officer, so that's also along with the other three that was involved in this, each officer would be based on complicated formulas under sentencing guidelines. Because I don't know if I brought this up, but if I did, or if I didn't really, there is a such thing called a criminal credit score or something like that, where you're basically scored on if you're gonna be if you'll ever commit another crime or the same crime of that matter. So and I didn't know this at all. Like I didn't know any of this shit at all. So since this is Derek's first time, he could see less time than what we're thinking of. But with those three charges he has, which is what's it? Second degree manslaughter, third degree murder, and second degree murder. All that adds up to 40 years in jail. So, but he may not get all 40. He might just do 15 to 25, judging on however the formula matches out to whatever he should do. So, but federal sentencing will serve congruently as well with with um with state sentencing. In so okay, so let's look at it like this, yo. If y'all don't understand what that means, if he does 16 years in jail, I'm just putting a number out there. So he has 16 years. He has to serve. Let's say he only has to serve the state 10 years, no, 11 years. That means the other five would be the federal years he would have to face. So after his state stuff is done, he would have to do the other five on top of that to complete his sentencing. So he'll be able to get out of jail. What, he's 40? What, 45 now? So what? He'll be out at 60 something. So so yeah. Um Chauvin's past also he had disciplinary actions taken against him in the past for he cracked open a 14-year-old's head with his flashlight. I guess because the 14-year-old wasn't, adhering to his orders that he was putting out. So I guess Derek had to hit him over the head, which the kid had to be placed in the hospital to get medical care, which he got written up for. Which would be a use of force misconduct, which, if you watched the trial, there was several use of force experts on the trial, and they gave you the play-by-play of Minneapolis use of force tactics and policies, and none of the above that he did was in their handbook. So we don't. So he could be looked at for that of his past actions for doing what he did. So yeah, that could also factor into his sentencing as well. So um uh what else? But a tasty tidbit of Chauvin is gotten off. If he had gotten off of any of those charges, the federal grand jury would have came in and indicted him. So it's really, for him, was no way around it. Oh, okay. So this is what I want you guys to see, because I want to get back to Brandon. This is a little something that I found from a various news source uh this is a news source of where I got this from, of Brandon being on various other news sources. So here it goes. I'll let it play.
Well, welcome back to 4TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. So that was Brandon Mitchell, Chauvin juror number 52, describing what it was like for him being on the case, watching and, of course, rewatching the videos of George Floyd's final moments during the trial. Now, Mitchell was the 6th juror to be chosen in this case. He's a black man in his 30s who works at a bank and also coaches youth sports.
And he also has a podcast. And I don't know if y'all saw it in that first picture, but I'll show it to you again. So in the back there, if y'all see that poster in the back, that's his podcast, the Wholesome Podcast. So I think he's on various platforms such as, I guess, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Apple. I guess wherever you can find podcasts at, he's on. So he has a podcast, him and some other guys. So we can get back into the video now.
He was asked about the Black Lives Matter movement. This is what he had to say.
You were asked a couple of questions about both the Black Lives Matter movement and the Blue Lives Matter movement. You indicated that you have a very favorable impression of the Black Lives Matter movement, and you wrote, Black lives just want to be treated as equals and not killed or treated in an aggressive manner simply because they're black. Can you just explain that a little bit more?
Explain my answer?
Yes.
Could you repeat what you explain?
Sure. What you wrote is, Black lives just want to be treated as equals and not killed or treated in an aggressive manner simply because they are black.
Okay.
Right? So, I guess I'm asking is, I understand that your perception of the Black Lives Matter organization is favorable, but
can I apologize? I don't know Black Lives Matter as an organization.
Okay.
I don't know it as an organization. So maybe that's I mean, I don't know if that's how the question said. I don't know if it's a Black Lives Matter organization. I don't view it as that, so I don't. Okay. That's not how I subscribe to that.
So I think it's been in previous jurors, it's been sort of somewhat described as a movement on one hand and organization.
I don't think of it as either. I just think of it as a statement.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, now Brandon Mitchell is back in the news this morning after a photo of him from the March on Washington last summer has resurfaced, showing him wearing a t-shirt that said, "Get your knee off our necks, BLM." All right, so I want to bring in now Court TV legal correspondent Caitlyn Painter to talk to us more about this. So Caitlyn, could we start first with what we know about Mr. Mitchell when he was in Washington, D.C.? What all do we know about what he did there and his participation in the march, please?
Yeah, he says that he was there in August of last year to attend the 57th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King's speech, "I Have a Dream" speech, and he was there. It was kind of a voter, get out the vote march type rally for the anniversary of that. And he is photographed in a picture, like you said, with his two cousins wearing a shirt with King on the t-shirt. It says, "Get your knee off our necks," and BLM for Black Lives Matters. This has been circulating on social media since he has spoken out after being a juror at the trial. We do know that at this rally, the family of George Floyd, his brother and sister, spoke during the rally in Washington, D.C., as well as other family members who've lost loved ones to police brutality. And Mitchell has acknowledged that he was there during this event and that his uncle was the one that actually posted the photo online. But Mitchell says he really doesn't recall wearing or owning that shirt. But he's told the media outlets that he was there just to be a part of this voter registration rally, and it was not a protest, is what he said. He said it was 100% not a march for George Floyd, and that he was an unbiased juror, Julie. So this is interesting. This is something that I'm sure possibly could lead to more motions from Eric Nelson and maybe contesting this or the veracity of his jury selection process and how he was as a juror in the trial.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right, Chandler. I think we can probably expect that from Eric Nelson, that he may try to make a perjury argument here, perhaps because of what was said on that form, which is actually what I wanted to ask you about next. Talk to us, please, about, remember the questionnaire that was sent out back in December to the pool of prospective jurors?
I'll stop it there because I went over all that with you guys. So Brandon could possibly land the case into mistrial, and it'll be a retrial possibly. Not saying that it is, because I'm not a lawyer by any measure, so I'm only speculating here. This is only my opinion, so don't take it seriously. Just take it with a grain of salt. Okay. So what I wanna say now is that he knew he knew by him showing his face that it could possibly land him at risk. Because look, there's crazies out there, and there's people that may want to harm him, and by him showing his face, and not only that, can they'll crazies doing what crazies do. He has a podcast, and I'm pretty sure his podcast in certain avenues or platforms that he has it on, they may have comment sections. And I'm pretty sure if he reads his comment sections, he's probably saying what people have to say about him. So with me, I don't think that it's a good idea that he's out here like showing his face like that. But if he feels safe and he feels like that it's it's cool for him to be out here the way that he is, then hey, more power to him. Just stay safe out there, my friend. Be safe, and I guess don't look at your comments, like, because he could possibly be putting himself and his family in danger for this. So I don't know. Like, it's strange because we never seen this happen before. I brought up another juror, but it was the juror I was talking about was a an alternate, and she came out on not national news but local news in the Minneapolis area, which I think that lady lived in Brooklyn Center, so she saw all of the stuff in Brooklyn Center going on, and she probably saw the protest after, or not the protest, but the celebration after the verdict happened. So I don't know, but we'll see how far this gets. If Eric Nelson's request gets answered for a retrial, we'll see if that happens. And I'll just make sure I keep you guys up to date with what's going on with that. All right, so we're towards the end, but I wanted to show one more thing. And I was on YouTube not YouTube, I was on Facebook the other day. And I saw one of the most scariest pictures in the world. Because I can't believe that this could happen. Do y'all see this? You see that lady? Okay, so this is her before picture, right? Y'all see the before picture? This is the before picture, right here. Then look at her after picture. Yo, if that can be done with makeup, then that is scary. It's it's scary but amazing at the same time. But I want to show you something else. Okay, I want to show you something else. Okay, I'm not gonna play the sound on this because I don't want to get a copyright strike for playing music that I don't own. But look at this right here. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Look, popping out her teeth, taking her eyelashes off. I'm pretty sure she's gonna take the makeup off as well. And this caption here says, "That's not the same person." But you're about to see if it's the same person or not. It's the same person. And I'm gonna take off the rest of the makeup. Man, look. When I tell when I tell you that hold on. When I tell you that I was in awe of that. Like what in the hell? But yeah, man. That shit is scary. You never know who you're around, you know? So anyway, uh that's all I really got for y'all today. To be honest, that's all I got for y'all today. Um if you could, if you haven't already done so, is like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, I'm speechless after seeing this shit. So, like, let me bring my captions up. Where is it at? Okay. If you're catching the end of this, welcome to Marcus Speaks. I'm your host, Marcus, and you just heard me speaking for the past hour and 30 minutes. But if you haven't already done so, please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're new here, I'm here every week. I have 2 streams that I do every week. And it's Marcus Speaks Play on Friday and Marcus Speaks Live on Saturday. Both streams happen simultaneously between Facebook and YouTube at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget to check both of those out. I simulcast them from Restream to YouTube and Facebook. Okay, you can find me at Marcus Speaks. If you want to hit me up at all with any idea or anything for a show, you can either DM me on well, let me show that. You can DM me on Instagram at marcus.speaks.podcast or Facebook at Marcus Speaks Podcast, which is the group page. Or if you want to hit me up on my personal Facebook, it's Marcus Speaks. Okay. And with that being said, I'm gonna play my theme music, man. With that being said, there we go, theme music. With that being said, you guys, I hope you have a nice rest of your day. I will see you guys next week on Marcus Speaks Play. We are going to World 7 next Friday, so don't miss that. You're gonna see more of me getting every stamp, every star, and every golden flag. So don't miss that. Don't miss next week's show. Okay, I can't say that enough. Don't miss next week's show. I'm having me a special guest on the show, and I'm going to be talking about her business that she has, and I'm going to be talking about her I don't know. I'll come up with a topic to talk to her about, but I will have a special guest next week. Okay, so what you see right now may not be how you might see me next week. It might be, 2 screens of us talking. So yeah, she'll be on the show next week. Okay, she has a lot of great businesses that I think that people may like. So tune in next week for that. And as always, I'll let you guys, have fun with things that I talk about or whatever. Hit me up in the comments section. I'll read those. Hit me up in the live chat while the show is going on, and I'll read those as well. I saw 2 people in here today. Jacob from yesterday, he came. How you doing, Jacob? And I can't make out the other guy's name, so I thank you guys for watching. So yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching this. All right, I'll catch y'all next week. All right, peace out.